Magnus looked at Jack with a mix of surprise and amusement. "You are a brave young lad," he said. "Very well. Come with me." Jack followed Magnus to a small, stone cottage on the outskirts of the village. Inside, the cottage was filled with strange objects and books, much like the one Jack had found in the woods. Magnus led him to a table covered in parchment and ink.
"You have much to learn," Magnus said. "Time is a powerful force, and it must be respected. But if you are willing, I will teach you." Over the next few weeks, Jack learned the secrets of time manipulation. Magnus taught him how to read the ancient symbols and how to create portals to different points in time. Jack was a quick learner, and he found himself growing more confident with each passing day.
One day, Magnus came to Jack with a serious expression. "There is something you must know," he said. "There are those who seek to misuse the power of time for their own gain. We must be vigilant and protect the timeline from those who would harm it."
Jack nodded, understanding the gravity of his responsibility. He knew that his journey through time was just beginning and that he had a lot to learn. But he was ready for whatever challenges lay ahead.
Jack continued his training with Magnus, exploring different periods in history and learning more about the mysteries of time. He faced many dangers and challenges, but he always remembered the lessons he had learned from the chronomancer. Years later, Jack would become a powerful chronomancer in his own right, using his knowledge to protect the timeline and ensure that history unfolded as it should. And he would always remember the day he found that old book in the woods, the beginning of his incredible journey through time. As Jack grew more adept at manipulating time, Magnus began to trust him with more significant tasks. One evening, as the sun dipped below the horizon, Magnus approached Jack with a look of concern. "Jack," he said, "there is a disturbance in the timeline. Someone has tampered with a crucial event, and it is causing ripples throughout history. We must correct it immediately."
Jack's heart raced with a mix of excitement and apprehension. He had never been given such an important mission before. "What must we do?" he asked. Magnus handed Jack a small, intricately carved box. "Inside this box is a device that will allow you to travel to the specific point in time where the disturbance occurred. You must find the source." Jack took the box and nodded resolutely. "I won't let you down," he said. With a wave of Magnus's hand, a shimmering portal appeared in the air before them. Jack stepped through it, clutching the box tightly. When he emerged on the other side, he found himself in the midst of a grand banquet hall. The room was filled with elegantly dressed nobles, their laughter and chatter filling the air.
Jack scanned the room, searching for any sign of trouble. His eyes landed on a man in the corner, speaking quietly with a cloaked figure. Something about their interaction seemed suspicious. Jack edged closer, trying to overhear their conversation. "I can't let you do this," the man said in a hushed tone. "It will change everything." The cloaked figure laughed softly. "That's the point," they said. "With this, we can reshape history to our advantage." Jack realized with a jolt that the cloaked figure was holding a small, glowing orb, the source of the disturbance. He knew he had to act quickly. Summoning all his courage, Jack stepped forward and grabbed the orb from the cloaked figure's hand. "Stop!" Jack shouted, drawing the attention of the entire room. The nobles turned to look at him in surprise. The cloaked figure snarled and lunged at Jack, but Jack was ready. He held up the device Magnus had given him, and a bright light enveloped the room. When the light faded, the cloaked figure was gone, and the orb had been neutralized. The man who had been speaking to the cloaked figure approached Jack, his expression one of gratitude. "Thank you," he said. "You have saved us all." Jack nodded, feeling a sense of pride and relief. He had done it.
He had protected the timeline. With the mission complete, Jack returned to the present, where Magnus was waiting for him.
Well done, Jack, Magnus said with a proud smile. You have proven yourself to be a true chronomancer. Jack smiled back, feeling a sense of accomplishment. He knew that this was just the beginning of his journey, but he was ready for whatever the future, and the past, held in store for him.
As the years went by, Jack's adventures as a chronomancer became legendary. He traveled to ancient civilizations, witnessing the construction of the pyramids and the rise of the Roman Empire. He ventured into the future, exploring futuristic cities and marveling at technological advancements that seemed like magic.
But Jack's most challenging mission came when he least expected it. One evening, as he was studying an ancient manuscript in Magnus's cottage, a portal suddenly opened before him. Out stepped a young girl, no older than Jack had been when he first discovered the book. The girl looked frightened and confused. Please, you have to help me, she said, her voice trembling. My name is Emily, and my village is in danger. Someone has altered the past, and now everything is changing. Jack's heart went out to the girl. He knew exactly how she felt, having been in her shoes once. He nodded reassuringly. Don't worry, Emily. We'll fix this together. With Magnus's guidance, Jack and Emily traveled to the point in time where the disruption had occurred. They found themselves in a small, peaceful village that was on the brink of chaos.